All right, guys, semifinal number 2, here we go. And, well, once again, we have TAT in play. This time they go up against SexyPlok. And at least from Tej and my perspective, SexyPlok was one of the surprises yesterday. We didn't expect them to be bad or anything, but the level of coordination and how well they played, how aggressive they were throughout the entire day was a very pleasant surprise, and definitely made for some insane clips as well. Now that we're heading into game number 1 here in Cursed Hollow between TAT and SexyPlok, they go up against probably the favorite of the tournament on the other hand. It's going to be tough to take the blue team down. But yeah, let's check this out. It should be a fun one, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, absolute titans and Heroes of the Storm, Lockdown, Gondor, Kyocha, Hide, and Spell. One thing I do want to note, the map was picked by, the underdog in this series. Cursed Hollow, a map that is known for potentially some cheese, some sort of Viking, some sort of hammer. I would be curious to see, I mean, they chose this map. They know that they're going against, a really good team. Maybe they have some sort of, strat up their sleeve that they're going to be looking to pull out. I mean, I would love to see it. I mean, I also would like to see them play standard, but I mean, in this kind of a situation, I wouldn't in no way, I don't know. I always encourage people doing what they think gives them the best chance to win, right? And taking a team like this, that is so good to Cursed Hollow and, potentially doing a cheese chat, I think could be a good idea.
The interesting part for me was yesterday also with maps like Cursed Hollow and others that we saw very, very few globals, if any. I think we had an Avatar game, but that was it. So there's nothing of this like Bright Wing that we see in North America, the Falster that is a bit more popular now on the European side, or just even an attempt at going for a stage dive ETC on the side lane. There was very little of that happening, no Deathwing or anything. So there was just like nothing to control the side lanes. It was just really, okay, we're going to rotate, but we don't need globals here. And I want to see if that is actually consistent today. The one thing I want to point out as we're heading into the draft here is that what is very consistent is the high priority that Jimmy now has in this one. So we got TAT with an immediate lockdown on Jimmy. That's something they showed yesterday, and we discussed it in the first semifinal. Muradin is obviously extremely popular here on the Asian server as a main tank.
Yeah, I mean, Greymane also always a super solid hero, providing Merc pressure. Also enables them to potentially go into Abathur later on if it's not banned. I mean, yeah, if it was NA or EU, I feel like we probably would have seen an Abba by now, but it looks like it is going to be Rhaegar as well as Yrel secured. I mean, Rhaegar brings a lot of Merc potential. Hide as well, one of the best Rhaegars, I think, in the world. So, I mean, I really like that pick coming out by them. Ancestral, always a, good ability. I will be curious to see, though, if they, are afraid of the Abathur, potentially look to ban the Abathur. Not the red team, the blue team. The red team will probably look to ban, I would say, either probably a tank. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think they're looking at?
No, I think they're going to try and ban a tank out here, and Diablo gets taken out. It's really a pleasant surprise also that Yrel gets picked, because we saw her pretty much only one time yesterday, I think. So it was a bit... The side laners were probably the biggest surprise yesterday when you compared the Western meta and the Eastern meta. So now that we have a Yrel in play that more reflects what we're seeing in the Western scene too, there's the Abathur ban. I think SexyPlok was actually the only team yesterday that picked an Abathur, so you can definitely tell that TAT, no matter how good they are, also did their homework here. I mean, I got the Muradin on the other side already in Greymane. That's good setups for Abathur regardless. But yeah, with that said, here comes the double pick, and we still need a support, and 3 are banned out. Rhaegar's already taken. Could, of course, still save that for later. But let's see which path they're going to take here. Ah, I like it. Imperius and Deckard. Good setup for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of kill pressure. That's a pretty scary composition. I mean, if I'm the red team, I'd love to round the composition out with something like a Li Ming. They are a little low in wave clear, but they have a really scary kill composition. The blue team potentially wants maybe something like a Garrosh that has ally toss, also a lot of armor, also the self unstoppable into the CC I think would be pretty good, and then probably another safe backliner. They for themselves could look for something like okay, it looks like they are going to go for the Phoenix. I actually haven't seen that much Phoenix as of late, so I'm pretty excited to see how this goes. I mean, Lockdown or Gondor, I mean, both of them really... Actually, who's their second DPS player? Is it...
Yeah, we had Lockdown actually. I think it was him playing the Phoenix. We had some very aggressive Phoenix plays, so we don't see him too much in Europe either, so this is going to be fun for sure. Yeah, well, last pick coming in for Regea on our first map here, Cursed Hollow. So let's see what the red team is going to go for. SexyPlok comes in with a Deathwing. There we have him. The first time in the tournament, actually, I believe. So nice. They go for Imperious, Deathwing, and Murden. Greymane sitting in the back line here. So pretty cool setup. And it's their map too, so you gotta believe that they came in with a bit of a plan. We're gonna find out now if that plan works out as we're heading into Cursed Hollow, our first map in the best of 3 semifinal. Okay, so, and well, game number 1, Cursed Hollow. We got TAT against SexyPlok, everybody. First map with Lockdown on Phoenix, Gondar on Reyna, Kyoja on Urel, Hyde playing Rega, and Spell on Garrosh. Whereas over to the right side, Regea on Murden. We got Plok on Greymane, Kirizaku on Imperious, and Deathwing and Deckard Cain also made it into the draft here. Same talents, by the way, that we had yesterday. So again, the stacking with the perfect storm. We also got another ace in the hole over here. Rega in this case with the Wolf Run. Yeah, and time to shine. The one thing that always surprised me a bit with the drafts yesterday, and I'm not quite sure if you actually feel the same. Yeah, oh my god, insta-kill, nicely done. SexyPlok with the sexy plays. Oh, they're not stopping there. They go for a spell. Can they get the kill? They got the double kill. What just happened? TAT got punished.
Yeah, I mean, they came to play. They're showing the aggression in the mid lane. I mean, Kyoja was off clearing on the top. So, I mean, probably a bit greedy of them to actually step up in the mid. And they do lose 2 heroes for it. I mean, really good job. The Imperious with the 2-man spear. Lockdown as well is going to be down the Gladiator's medallion, which means they can potentially look for that Phoenix for the next, 4 minutes.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about one thing that always surprised me a bit with the drafts on the Asian side, on the eastern side here, and that's that we haven't seen a single Medivh yet. It really just feels like these teams are not playing around Medivh at all. No matter the map or composition, we haven't seen a single one. And given the priorities not only in picks but also in bans that we have at least in Europe on this, that kind of surprised me a lot. Like, how are you guys looking in North America right now when it comes to Medivh?
I mean, there was, there's been some more North American tournaments, and Medivh's pretty much first ban, first pick all the time. Like, I think EU and Europe, or EU and NA both very highly prioritize the Medivh. The hero just basically stops one-shot compositions. Perma Ward is also really good. I think Medivh is a really good hero, and I think them not playing it is probably a bit of an oversight, and maybe why the heroes like Stukov are so highly prioritized, right? Because something like a Medivh does counter that blow up. Mura, though, in the bush, potentially looking for a jump stun onto Hyde or the Rainer in the mid lane. This could be scary.
Yeah, also as the level 4, we got the Sledgehammer in, as usual, for all the Murdens that we've seen so far. Nobody playing around healing static synergy on the 13 with a level 4 double clap. Everybody just going for the faster stacking and the extra damage, trying to up some rip tires if a Junkrat is in, trying to complete the baseline a bit quicker. But yeah, SexyPlok with the good opening and the double kill, but of course now the time where TAT is going to try and bring that slowly back with a push through the middle already.
Yeah, it looks like Mura is rotating in. Okay, it looks like he is just going to go back to the bot lane. I thought he was going to try and potentially stall this rotate, potentially look for a kill. Lock on the Greymane. I'll be curious to see if he potentially rotates top and looks to give. Okay, looks like he's just going to be clearing mid. Rainer, actually Mura on the bot side is going to be able to stun, get out. Kyoja rotating into mid. Doing some damage here. I mean, it looks like it is just going to be a straight up 5v5 for this Shrine, as we do see Imperious rotating over. Curse, excuse me.
Deathwing already sitting at the bottom, burning this out. Could be at the... Well, actually, he's trying to interrupt over here. Starts to move in. Urel is not present yet, but is making her way in now. First Tribute is being fought over after the Siege Giants got already eliminated topside. Timing on the Siege Giant could have maybe been even a little bit better for TAT, but he got some value there at least. But of course now everybody looking for that one setup that allows them to get a kill here. The side laners are still sitting in the middle, making a rotation maybe even towards the top if this continues. And at the bottom of the map, everybody is just playing around the Tribute.
Yeah, both teams looking to secure 7. We see both teams. Kyoja actually going to be rotating towards the top soak. So it looks like they are just potentially looking for stalls. But Rainer on the bot side, Gondor actually falling low here. Good medallions coming out by Plok and allow him to stop the devastating charge, but he's falling low. He's going to be able to get it, trading 1 for 1. And Imperious looking to get the cap lockdown. Can he get a stall with the Phoenix? Is going to be able to get it.
I love how Phoenix just like sneaks in from behind. It's like, nope. Nice dodge on that Stormbolt too. Nicely done. But yeah, they need Urel if they want to interrupt this again. And it's going to get tricky. Here comes the interrupt, though. They made it happen. And now Kyoja is here and jumps in immediately. They attempt to go for Imperius as he lunges out again. And Deathwing sitting at the front now, taking the brunt of the damage.
Yeah, and it looks like both of the DPS are going to be running back in. Raynor for the blue team and Greymane for the red team, so it is going to be back to a 5v5. We see Urel instantly just going back to that double soak. Spell is going to be able to jump throw the Murden in, and Ruby is going to be the level 4 talent for Deckard. A lot of times we will see people go, you know, the shield potion instead of the Ruby. I do like this as the blue team is stacking a lot, and it gives them a lot of potions for their dive.
Yeah, still Urel went back up to the top, so she is making those rotations. And they're still interrupting. We're nearly 5 minutes in and this hasn't been taken yet. But they're trying to go again for Spell. Uses the medallion already, trying to get out here. Hyde is supporting him as best he can. And the tribute is finally taken. Urel back in the middle. Might be able to also slow down a rotation if she just sits there a bit longer, because here comes Imperius. And simply dropping him off Mount would already be a bit of a win. Top side. Yeah, she did some damage together with the Siege Giants earlier, now with the waves towards the towers. But look at the blue team going straight for boss here. 5 minutes in and they're already looking for the first one.
Yeah, and I mean, Deathwing potentially going to look to sniff this out. Mura actually as well. They don't have 10 yet. It looks like the red team is onto this. Mura gonna walk in here, does see the boss is about down to 30%. He is gonna jump in, hide on the Rhaegar, actually falling really low. Deathwing coming in with the Cataclysm. Mura falling low though, gonna be able to kite out. Boss is gonna get leashed. Boss is back up to full HP, and Garrosh on the bot side Spell trying to get out. Is gonna be able to get it. Gondor falling low. Plok running over. Is he gonna get thrown over the wall? Needs to potentially be careful with lockdown.
No, that's the kill. Phoenix is dead. Oh, Greymane, beautiful. 5 kills to 1. SexyPlok with a sexy plays. These guys are just crazy. The aggression once again transparent, and it is just a work of art. They have 5 kills to 1 against the team that pretty much everybody saw in the grand final. But they are running the show right now. They won the first tribute. They have way more kills. They got the level 10. And yeah, it gets to a point slowly where TAT has to step up, or they're gonna be in huge trouble.
Khaldor, it's a bloodlust game. Bloodlust coming out from Hyde on the Rhaegar. I mean, they do have 2 auto attackers in the Raynor and the Phoenix. But I mean, it's like I like the Bloodlust composition. It looks like the red team wants to be diving anyways, and you know, kind of the Bloodlust turnaround I actually think will be pretty good, giving them a lot of sustain. And it is going to be the fight. Mura jumping in here. Gondor is going to get stunned. Lockdown trying to kite out. Good Imperious Q onto Gondor, as well as the Garrosh, and Deckard just looking to cap. Purification Salvo barely going to miss. Trying to get the stall. That's going to be 2 tribs going the way of the red team.
Yeah, SexyPlok is looking really, really good here in the first game. And TAT, I mean, they're playing a lot with Urel rotations in the attempt to just push those side lanes out. Because especially having the Deathwing on the other side really, yeah, puts a bit of a stop to that. SexyPlok is still an even experience with the opponent. Now, you can obviously always make the argument here that having the additional minion experience is what keeps TAT on eye level in experience, because they have a lead there. They have 2,500 additional minion experience, but it also results in Urel being late to a lot of these fights, and that is a problem. And as death timers increase, that is going to be a massive issue. So as the game continues, Kyoja has to join the team more often if they are trying to fight for these positions, either for bosses or of course for tribute. And they're trying it again, and this time they barely grab it, but they get it.
Yeah, really good job coming out by Spell on the Garrosh there, slowing the rotations of the red or of SexyPlok, basically not allowing them to get in. Kyoja though, speaking of, on Urel does have a flank, was looking to knock the Deckard in, not able to get it, but it looks like they, I mean, are just pressuring bot here. They may actually give up Curse for this. Kyoja may be forced, you know, go in, take a bad trade to get that first stall. Deckard looking to zone. Kyoja jumping in here is going to stop Imperius. Are they going to be able to get the spear and trade though? Spell falling low. Bloodlust coming out. Avatar used. Deckard going to use the sleep. It's huge. A 5-man. The Imperius follow up as well. Spell on the Garrosh falling low, and the Bloodlust was basically completely stopped because of that huge Deckard sleep. Deckard doing a good amount of damage. Lockdown here in a really scary position. Plok is going to get him. That's 1 hero falling. Are they going to be able to get the curse off this?
Yeah, they're definitely going to get it. And topside boss is down. So that's the good news. But still, They have one boss at the bottom that does a bit of work, but the chase is still on in the middle, and SexyPlok is still pushing 6 kills to 1. Both of the teams looking for level 13. Stormbolt is coming in. There's the cleanse. They're still trying to make the play for Spell. Garrosh, is he gonna make it out? Oh, he gets slowed, and Muradin doesn't give a shit, just jumps over the wall, and why would he? It's a curse, and they're getting the kill against Garrosh. They take the wall down. Urel is still sitting topside on the side lane. Bot lane gets pushed in the middle. The fort is about to fall. They got the early level 13. What a game again by SexyPlok. They are looking better and better as this game continues.
Yeah, I mean, like, it needs to be noted, they're doing this against, you know, some of the like best Heroes of the Storm players of all time. Absolutely putting on a clinic here. Mura jumping in onto Gondor. The good follow-up as well from Imperius as well. 2 heroes falling. Curse is still going for 10 seconds. This is for sure going to be a keep. If they lose more heroes, this could be disastrous. The taunt's going to go down. Are they going to be able to get the Garrosh? Okay, it looks like they are just going to back out Kyocha, trying to clear the wave. Midkeep's going to die, though. They're going for the core?
They're going core. 3 are still back. Death timers are pretty low. That's a problem. 10 seconds. I don't think they can end here. They can do some serious damage, though, but can they really finish it? Well, again, they got Greymane and thinking about it, and they got the Sledgehammer. They're actually going for it. They're doing it. They're winning it!
20?
They're taking
Khaldor?
game 1! SexyPlok with a victory against TAT on Cursed Hollow.
In 10 minutes?
Game number 2! SexyPlok is in the lead. TAT lost, and they didn't only lose, they got spanked in 10 minutes. A 9-1 kill lead for SexyPlok there at the end. And yeah, Michael and I were talking during the break about it a bit. We both were a bit skeptical when they made the decision for the call, and both saying like, yeah, guys, you're ahead. Do you really want to risk that? But they had the confidence. They made the perfect execution happen after the call, and it worked. They burned it down before the 2 dead heroes made it back into the game, no matter how short the 2 death timers were at the time. And now TAT goes on to Volskaya Foundry. They decided to have a map, first pick, first ban here. So, yeah, I'm excited. Let's see if SexyPlok moves on to the grand final, or if TAT is now showing up and, yeah, show SexyPlok what they're made of.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they are going to be banning the Sylvanas first. Maybe this is me reading into it, but they did run their first ban down all the way down to 0 seconds. You know, maybe they're thinking about future picks. But a lot of times, I mean, you see SexyPlok instantly banning that Chromie. Every single game we have watched this team so far, Chromie has been banned. I mean, Chromie a really good hero, especially on this map, and it looks like they are going to take away the Muradin. I was going to say I like this. I like this choice coming out by TAT.
Yeah, Muradin banned out, so no Stormbolt set up this time. I mean, you get still enough tanks that could definitely provide a kill opportunity here. But yeah, no supports banned yet, but this could be the first one. SexyPlok could start to shut one down right away here as a potential first pick on the other side. But I'm still a little bit shocked from game number 1. That was not what I expected. I could have seen them win, just not in the fashion that they did. And here's the honor ban, so at least no nano boost in game number 2 in Volskaya.
Yeah, but I mean, that does mean they give up the Stukov. The question is, you know, are they going to pick Raynor first? Are they going to pick Stukov first? They have prioritized. Okay, it looks like they are going to go for the Stukov. I like this.
So Stukov is in, and we have... Did we actually see a Stukov today yet? I don't think we did, right? He was banned all the time. And Jimmy is still up. I am pretty sure that TAT would love to take him if he's still open. They have been pretty consistent on their Jim Raynor picks. But for SexyPlok, they gotta show up right now. I mean, this is honestly, if they make a 2-0 happen, just imagine them just pulling off a good draft right now and then really taking down TAT with a 2-0 victory. That would be insane. And I like the opening. They go for Imperius, which is just a consistent top pick in the Western scene. We have Deckard Kane, who is fantastic on Volskaya Foundry as well, on all accounts. And this is a good opening for them too. I like that.
Yeah, I really like this 1-2 rotation. I mean, Deckard, really good on point fights. Also, with the, you know, Stukov taken and a banned, definitely, in my opinion, one of the next best supports on this map. I would say probably one of the best. And ETC Greymane is going to be the follow-up. So one of the big knocks on Deckard is that the hero doesn't have cleanse, right? And it looks like TAT is running a blow-up composition. They've got a Stukov, they got an ETC, they've got a Greymane. So it is something that I do think SexyPlok is going to have to be careful of, right? Like, they are potentially going to get one shot. I'd like to see them. I mean, maybe later on going for something that could help save, maybe a Falstad Gust, maybe a, Diva to help, make some chaos for their team, because they definitely are going to be in a scary spot.
I like the Junkrat ban here too. Whenever you see an ETC on the other side, it's always so dangerous when there's a good power slide coming in and then Junkrat uses the mine, you get the target pushed out of position. Especially with Deckard in the back, you want to shield him a little bit more here. So that was definitely a solid one. Not besides the fact that he, of course, is great to just like attack with the grenades from the outside of those checkpoint situations. And here comes the Cassia ban. We haven't seen her a lot in the Eastern games, but gets banned here. Also a good one. And of course, it removes one potential blind from the game too. So if Greymane wants to make us engage, Cassia can try to counterplay that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cassia ban really strong. Seen it really high prioritized in EU and NA. Really, really strong hero, especially into a hero like Greymane. Looks like the Rainer is going to be picked up. I do like that, as well as the Garrosh. I mean, a pretty beefy frontline here, Imperius and Garrosh. They do have the ally toss, potentially that save I was mentioning for, if Rainer or Deckard, someone gets slid. But for TAT, I'd love to see a Li Ming. I kind of want to see them just commit and just one-shot people, just kill kids.
Yeah, not only that, but Li Ming and Greymane just work together so well and have for ages. So that would be a cool comp for them to have here. I also like that we have Imperius and Garrosh on the other side. In Europe, at least, Imperius is by now more so a main tech than anything else. No Li Ming over here. Instead, we get the Tassadar. And we get Kyoja's Gazlo. Okay. Gazlo up at the top lane. We have Greymane and Tassadar for the damage from the back line. Stukov to interrupt any kind of setup. Can always follow up on a good power slide. Volskaya Foundry is map number 2, everybody. And, well, let's take a quick look at the last pick on the side of the red team. SexyPlok. They took the lead in the series. Can they make this a 2-0 victory? As Plok himself locks in Mephisto. One of Marcus' favorite heroes for Volskaya Foundry. So good damage output from them. And, well, that's it. Game number 2 coming up. Volskaya Foundry, everybody. The 1-0 lead for SexyPlok against TAT. Let's see if the blue team can bring it back. Okay, so TAT, they need to bring it back here. We're on Volskaya Foundry, and on the left side, Lockdown on Tassadar, Kyoja on Gazlo, Gondon, Greymane, Spell on ETC, and Hyde is playing Stukov in this second game on Volskaya Foundry. On the right side of the map, SexyPlok, with a lot of sexy plays already. Plok himself on Mephisto here today. We have Rainer and Deckard Cain also in action with Imperius coming through and a Garrosh. So a pretty beefy frontline as well. Imperius played a lot as a main tank in Europe by now, but in this case, he's going to take the side lane against the Goblin, and then we're going to go straight in for the battle of the tanks between ETC and Garrosh.
Yeah, it looks like both teams just going to be pushing in the mid. Kyoja actually going to get thrown in. Plok doing a lot of damage on the Mephisto already as well. Going to get a decent number of resets. Deckard Root is going to go down. Plok looking to chunk him out. Gondor onto the Garrosh. A good healing potion is going to be weaved in there. And Greymane's going to fall. That's another death. Plok looking potentially for lockdown. But on the bot side, Imperius.
That could have been... Yes, he's going to get Hyde, isn't he? Yes, Hyde is down to 2 kills. Michael, what the hell is happening in this series?
What a bloodbath!
It's like game number 1 starts, double kill right off the bat. Game number 2 starts, mad brawl in the middle, and we have 4 heroes die. What's going on here?
This is Korean Heroes of the Storm, man. They're brawlers. They're some of the best team fighters for a reason, right? And I mean, you see it there. The lockdown gets out with really close to like 10% HP. In the bot side though, Kyoja getting run down on the Gazlo. Imperius is going to be able to finish it off. Hyde walking in is going to be able to...
No! No way! Oh my god, and now he's going to die, isn't he? How the heck? YOLO! What just happened here? I mean, that looked like Gazlo dies 100%. He tries to dodge out on the Imperius lunge. That doesn't come. He gets juked out more or less. Puts himself into a corner. And just as we're seeing Imperius move in, Stukov appears from the top. A bit more juking from Kyoja. The heal comes in. And all of a sudden, the situation turns on Imperius and he falls. What a crazy setup here.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams want to fight, and I love it. I'm here for it. This is the kind of Heroes of the Storm that I think is the most engaging two, you know, teams filled with really high-level mechanical players just duking it out. And the heal camp is a really important objective on this map. It looks like, you know, both teams kind of posturing around it. Blue team does have a bit of an advantage since they were able to get that third kill, and they are taking out the siege camp. Khaldor looking to even up the pressure in the top side.
What do you think about the stacks on Jimmy on level 1? I am not a fan of that talent. So a bit surprised to actually see that. I'm very skeptical when I see that, because it really feels that outside of you playing brawls, Jimmy very rarely gets to a number where that is a beneficial talent for him. I guess on Volskaya Foundry you have a lot of fights, and if they are drawn out over the objective you might be able to stack a little bit more aggressively, but this is still quite a lot of confidence that they have that this goes really late into the game. As you said earlier, level 20 is pretty much guaranteed here, but I want to see if you can really get enough to make that talent worth it.
Yeah, and because I agree, this is the only map I ever think that it could be potentially worth it, because you can stack off the Protector as well, right? So if you give the Protector, you're able to stack off of it. But generally, I'm not a fan of the talent. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. And Garrosh, though, is going to get slide here. SexyPlok doing a lot of damage on the Mephisto, returning it. He did go Static Barrier on 4, so that is one thing to note. He will have a really big shield after he does use his W.
Level 7 talents are ready a little bit quicker here for TAT. Jimmy is, of course, with his level 1 choice, very, very interested to participate in the brawl in the middle now. We have, by the way, again, the Scion Fusion and the Psionic Echo for Tassadar, so no Q build for him. We've seen this yesterday already, that the Eastern teams seem to prefer that. And here goes the focus on Ruja, and he goes down. Garrosh eliminated, and TAT is not stopping there. Oh no, Mephisto dies as well. They try to go for Kirizaku, but this time he lunges over the right wall and is able to save himself. Regardless, 5-2 kills in favor of the blue team, and again, control over the objective.
He didn't hit it, but I love that he went for it. Spell slid into the wall and tried to W the Imperius from stopping him to go over, and that's just like shows a really high level of awareness. He wasn't able to get it because it was a little bit late, but it looks like he is actually going to get the slide onto the Raynor here. Raynor was just trying to stack, saying leave me in peace. Kyocha on the Gazlowe, and the Imperius Spear is going to hit spell. Good job coming out by Hyde, peeling with the Stukov puddle. Garrosh walking in here, 2-level lead for the blue team already. TAT looks like they're in a commanding position so far, as they are going to secure the first objective.
Yeah, first one is taken. They have a 1-level lead, a little bit more than that even. They can extend that now through the push already. Gazlowe back on the bot lane, trying to pressure this even more. Imperius is facing that aggression and the rotation towards the top as usual, trying to take that fountain down. And since the entire wall has already taken a fair amount of damage previously, it should be a freebie to get the fountain, and they might be able to get also quite some significant damage against the fort itself if they continue.
Yeah, I mean, they're level 10 here, so this is potentially a scary situation for SexyPlok. If they do want to go for the fort here, they might be able to do it. Looks like they are potentially looking for kills in the mid lane as well. Force Wall coming out. Stubuff, the 3-man Imperius Spear, followed up by the Deckard Root, the level 10 for TAT, and they lost a hero. Their Protector is potentially pushing in and getting top 4, but they are down one, and Imperius is going to force out the Gladiators with down and coming out by Kyocha, but Kirisaku setting that up on the Imperius. This man has been styling out the 3-man spear.
I gotta say that I'm not sure if it's worth it even. They get the kill, and I like that a lot because it helps them to gap the bridge a little bit to 10. But they lost a lot at the top towards the Protector. So that fort is pretty much gone. So the kill is great, but was that really worth sacrificing all of those AHP on the structure's top side? Like, I'm so sure about it.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think it probably is not, right? Because if they're, well, I think it depends on how long it takes them to get this for. Like, I think TAT should look potentially for a rotate up there, because it is, you know, so close to dead, and you want to start getting that passive XP as soon as you can. So I mean, if it lives for the next minute or two, then it should be. But yeah, in an ideal world, I think going for that kill was probably not worth it. But I also kind of feel like in an ideal world, TAT should have, you know, 5-man with their level 10 push down this top fort. It looks like Spell on the top side looking for Garrosh.
Yeah, they're trying to go for the fort now. I mean, item control is of course going to become even more important now. There was not really a whole lot that was used previously. So at this point, we still got a healing beacon. We got the turret on the side of the blue team. Double turret for the red team. SexyPlok currently hold on to that. And Tassadar is now trying to get the fort at the top, whereas the rest of them is jumping in. Here comes already a silent setup, and Spell is down. ETC is dead. They're trying to mitigate the situation with already dropping the turrets here, but also Greymane is in trouble. Kirisaku is missing the lunge, though, doesn't connect it here. So they're trying to turn their attention to Hyde, and he should be able to get away, and he barely does, but he has to pop the Gladiator's medallion.
Yeah, and that's going to allow SexyPlok to rotate up and secure this heal camp. One thing I do want to note, Robo Goblin is going to be the pick for the Gazlo. This makes the hero a lot tankier, giving, you know, him a 1.5 second unstoppable on a 40-second cooldown. You know, should let him potentially bait cooldowns coming out by Garrosh, coming out by Imperius. I do like this adaptation. We see that a lot from, you know, North American, European Gazlos, the Robo Goblin, and you just kind of become this unkillable turret machine. And especially with level 20, I would expect to see Kyocha probably get a lot of value with that.
Yeah, now that we're on 13 and locking the next talent in, we also have still one of my favorite talents for Stukov. Having the Violent Reaction is just such a playmaker talent, and I'm curious to see what Hyde can pull off here. But that allows them to now follow up any aggression of ETC with the Power Slide with even more lockdown and just really paint a bullseye on the target for Tassadar and Greymane to take it down quickly. Also, talking about damage and just like damage situations in general, we have 35 stacks so far for Jimmy. So right now, I mean, it's not too shabby, but it's not really at a point where you say, okay, he is going to absolutely murder it. But as long as he can get maybe a few more stacks towards the top objective, he might be able to get into a good spot here. Bot lane, Gazlo is already crushing it, and Hyde is coming in now. If Hyde locks down Kirisaku, yeah, that could have been a kill, I think. I mean, they had to rotate back because the defense was coming through, so SexyPlok rotated back down. But given it a little bit more time, that would have been an easy kill against Imperius. And you can really tell how much pressure there is now from TAT in Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, they came to play. I definitely feel like they came out with a vengeance. I mean, we saw it with a level 1, 2 kills going each way. But then, I mean, TAT keeping up the aggression, we're able to get a couple of more. I think they definitely are very unhappy with how game 1 went, which, you know, understandable. And I think they want to send a message here, and they're doing it so far. I mean, they got basically a level lead. It's 5 kills to 4. I mean, it's still a pretty close game, but it feels like TAT is definitely in the driver's seat. They're dictating the pace of the game, kind of deciding where, you know, both teams are rotating. And looks like they are going to maybe potentially, okay, they're not going to play for 16. Looks like they are just going to look for a fight here. Both teams posturing up 5v5 for the second objective.
I really have to say that I think in game number 1, I'm not quite sure if maybe a little bit of condescension or them just like not taking it too serious played a bit of a role. They definitely do now, and there's obviously also a bit of a reputation to lose here because they just can't go down 0-2 to SexyPlok here, no matter how good the red team is, because they have a reputation that they really need to also safeguard here. But it's a big fight coming up right now with the mosh pit coming in, getting interrupted. ETC is in trouble, goes down 5 kills to 5, and the red team is once again just on a killing spree, coming in with a quick kill against the Goblin. Down goes Gazlo, 5 versus 3, and SexyPlok, they are here to take this with the 2-0. I mean, they are really the surprise of the tournament for me.
Yeah, I mean, they are playing so well. They're able to secure 2 kills there. Plok doing a really good job using his Durance of Hate to actually zone out the Stukov, not letting the Stukov get in and give a heal to, you know, ETC, basically allowing them to secure that kill. Level 16 is still going to be secured first for the blue team, so they may actually have to give up the objective. Good job for them coming out, actually doing the heal camp here. I like this. They need to secure experience. One thing I do want to note, Decker did go for Superior Healing Potion at the level 13 talent. Didn't go for Blessings, which, you know, generally is considered to be the standard. I do think this talent is okay on this map, right? Like similar to the Rainer's level 1. I think this talent's okay on this map since you can, you know, set up potions for the objective. But generally, I mean, Ancient Blessing is just such a strong talent. I would have, you know, probably preferred to see him take that with a Rainer, with a Mephisto. Level 16, about to be achieved here.
Yeah, and again, if Jimmy can scale into the late game, that would make the late game capabilities of the blue team even better. Here comes the ult once again. They're trying to also go for the taunt against Stukov. There's the power slide, and they are about to get a kill against Garrosh. They locked the first one in. There's Stukov, though, also dying. A trade between the teams. Level 16 talents are ready. We have a couple of quick picks on both sides as they're looking for the next kill here. And Kyoja, is he going to be in trouble? Can't be locked down. 4 versus 4, and it seems like we have a winner. SexyPlok, they take it. Protector in their hands. Well played. And funnily enough, that top fort is still in play.
Just barely like 10 HP. I mean, a 1-for-1 trade, but that definitely favors SexyPlok as they didn't lose their healer, right? Stukov died, and you saw everyone kind of back up because they had no one to help sustain them up. Really good job coming out from them. I really just think the Mephisto is, you know, just doing so much damage here. I mean, if you click tab, he's got top XP, top siege damage, and top hero damage for his team. I mean, if you ever see someone kind of have that trifecta, it means they're having a good game. I would have liked to see them take this protector actually down to the bottom fort, since you do want to get that well. They did lose, you know, about 50% of the HP, and it looks like maybe they will start rotating down there now, or maybe they just still go for the fort.
Yeah, that's always a little bit of a weird one. I mean, usually you prepare for the next objective that will spawn, and in this case it's going to be on the bot lane. So they are zoning in very heavily on the top fort, and they get it. So that's good for them. But of course, you want to ideally set up objective number 3 here in this situation. They still have 20 seconds left, but it's not going to be enough time to make that work. Tacita has to actually pop Archon here even after he gets pressured by Kirisaku, and Plok comes in too. So they're using the protector simply to go through the middle of the map and take the wall down. But yeah, this is getting spicy over here. It's like more or less even in experience. Kills are quite solid too. 41 stacks by now for Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, pretty even in structures as well. I mean, mid fort almost dead for the red team. Top fort should be dead. But I mean, it really is probably going to come down to this next team fight over the bottom protector. I don't think, I mean, unless it's a really bad team wipe, I don't think either team should lose. But definitely probably would open up a keep, or at least a keep wall. Excited to see the level 20. I mean, do you feel like level 20 favors one team? I mean, both of these teams have big level 20 power spikes, and I'm not really sure which team I like better for. I mean, you got Mephisto, you got Tassadar. Like, which one do you favor, Khaldor?
I actually think that I like the blue team a little bit better for the 20s at this point. There's some really cool tools, and especially on ETC, you have so many options also, and can be a real game changer. You talked a bit about Gazlo already earlier, and that's definitely another one to point out here. And they are already getting some of that damage towards the bot lane. So that opens up the keep, that takes down the fountain, and that will give them a better position on the objective too. So they are a little bit ahead of experience. They have taken the control over the bot lane, which I really like. And that could lead to an even earlier level 20. So that's actually pretty sweet from their perspective. Especially, of course, if they are able to make a play for the healing beacon here. Each team only holds 1 turret so far. So this is going to be an even fight. Just imagine Spell getting a mosh pit off here, for example.
Yeah, Kyocha is going to get speared, but actually Hyde with the follow-up. Stukov silence is going to stop at Kyocha. Cutting out, does use the unstoppable. Good massive shove to push away that pressure, but Kyocha is pretty low here, and Deckard has an easier job sustaining since he does already have all of these, you know, large superior healing potions down. Plok on the Mephisto, just looking to chunk out, do some damage. Kyocha pressuring in. They're maybe looking to get mid fort here. I mean, this is pretty big. This is allowing them to get closer to 20. They just got bot fort. They just got mid fort. I mean, that's pretty big rotations coming out by TAT. I mean, able to secure 2 forts with no, you know, advantage that I see as far as like no talent tier, no, you know, hero advantage. Kirisaku looking for a spear, not actually going to be able to get it, but half a level away from 20.
Yeah,
the red team.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good with this right now. And bot lane, I mean, to be fair, there is quite a bit of experience on the map now too. SexyPlok will rotate to the bot lane, where we pretty much have 1.5 waves already in position. So they're going to pick that up. That closes the gap a bit. But they won't be able to get to 20 that quickly. So I think once the objective spawns, we have both teams on Storm Talents. But the level 20 that we now have is, of course, going to allow TAT to take the healing beacon for free. And that's a big one. That's already an advantage heading into the bot lane fight. But once the fight starts, or at least during the objective, we'll have 20 on both sides, especially with the top lane now pressuring, so there's more experience to be grabbed by SexyPlok.
I'd love to see them invade too. You have 20. I mean, I feel like they could get a 2-turret advantage here. I mean, they could have, you know, 3 turrets and a heal camp. It looks like they are going to take the more passive and just do their camp. I actually think this is a bit of a mistake rotation for them, as they do see a couple of heroes top. They could have gotten another turret here, which, you know, would have made this, you know, very important 20 to 20 team fight just a little bit more in their favor.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. They had the time. Maybe they were a little bit, I don't know, worried about like going into any kind of choke point here, but they definitely had the time to come in and try and claim that too. And that would have given them such an insane lead in items alone that the bot lane fight would have very likely ended in their favor. Either way, they have an item advantage. But now we got the Mimic. That, of course, is going to be insane. Band of Solorin is in as well, and Garrosh and Deckard now also have their upgrades for the heroics. But yeah, there we go. This is for all the marbles right now. Map looks better for TAT. They have taken all the forts down. They only lost one themselves. But
Look
the
at
fight was
Kyocha's
decided.
little turrets. He's got a bunch of turrets and is just doing a lot of damage zoning. Blink is going to be picked up by the ETC as well.
It looks like shitting on Imperius with those things.
Yeah. Just zones him out. Look, yeah, Kyocha doing a good job zoning there, and that's the protector. I mean, this is going to let Raynor stack, but I mean, this may be a keep going the way of TAT.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty free Punisher protector that they got there. So now they're moving through the bot lane. I don't really think they can end here because, I mean, I very rarely see a third one end the game these days if the game was even up to that point. So they have to get kills if they really want to pull that off. And they are capable of doing it, but it's not going to be easy. So keep would already be a bit of a win for them, given the situation. But just look at Mephisto coming in with Mimic right now and just doing even more work. They burned that Protector down so quickly.
Yeah, and this is letting the Raynor stack as well. He's almost up to 50. He's at 48 currently. Looks like the Protector going down to about 25% HP. Plok on the Mephisto doing a lot of damage. Is going to throw the Durance out onto the Gazlo. Mimic as well. Kyocha falling really low here. Actually is going to die. Plok setting that kill up himself, and this could be disastrous. Hyde going down low. Really good job coming out by Spell on the ETC. Actually getting out of the Protector and using his W to peel for his team. Really smart heads-up play coming out by Spell.
And they couldn't take the keep down. So they did not get the keep. They lost Gazlo here. And, well, this is going to get a bit crazy because we have SexyPlok starting to be aggressive. And let's keep game number 1 in mind. What happened when they had an opportunity? They just jumped on it and made the best out of it within seconds. And it seems like they are even thinking about pressuring the top lane keep of their opponent. So they are hoping that they get a staggered kill here against someone. Spell is now moving in and decided that would be probably a pretty silly idea to take the direct path. And yeah, good that he didn't go there because Garrosh was already waiting.
Yeah, it looks like they're just kind of fishing for kills, right? They have a 4v5. They want to open that up. I mean, that's part of why they were able to win that Curse Hollow game is because they were able to just chain those kills. You know, they turned 1 into 2, 2 into 3, and it just let them keep, you know, forcing their advantage. I like them backing off here, taking the heal camp, going to allow them to have 2 turrets and a heal for the next objective. I mean, what is the item count? So we still have 1 heal for TAT, and we have 2 turrets. So it looks like it is going to be pretty even when it comes to items. 3 or 4 for each team. Kirasaku forced to rotate into the bot lane as their Arcad is down here, and he doesn't want to lose his keep. I mean, we're probably going to see people be a bit passive until the next objective, I would assume. But I think the next position definitely favors TAT as they do still have their mid 4 and their mid well.
Yeah, I mean, they took... This is definitely true. Objective 3, you can usually still take, but I don't think... Actually, I always say this, and I think a couple of weeks ago we had one counter example. But over the last, I want to say 2 years, I believe I have only seen a single game in which it was the 5th objective that decided the game. Normally with the 4th one, it's over. If you get a team wipe, if you get a kill, if you get the objective, you're able to end the game. So one time I've seen a 5th Protector, and I think in that case the Protector didn't even win the game because the opponent just simply rushed the core and ended it. So this is going to be the really important one. So item control is going to be super important here. And as you said, the teams are likely to play this a bit passive as they wait for the objective, since you don't want to lose a hero at this point. And there's very little to fight over right now. The support camp is up for is on cooldown for another minute and 40 seconds. So very likely the fight is going to happen in the mid lane.
Yeah, and you kind of see everyone holding hands, right? Like both teams are kind of just 5-manning at this point. Oh, Kirasaku is going to be falling low. Plok though. This Ducat silence onto the Raynor. It's going to be falling up with the Deckard sleep. Another one. And this is level 20 as well. Oh, Durance is barely going to miss. Gondor in the backline. Lockdown going to get thrown in. The taunt as well. And Tassadar is gone just like that. Who's next? Is it going to be Spell on the ETC dying? That's 2.
2 down. They were trying to chase for 3, but that is perfect for them. So they got 2 kills here. Items have of course been used too, but that was a huge battle right there. I mean, they dropped the healing beacon, they tried everything. 10 kills to 6 now. And of course the question is, what's the call from here on out? What are they going to do? We have SexyPlok starting to move up through the top and saying, alright boys, we need to get something out of this. So let's try and get that keep. And Plok jumps in immediately with Mephisto, trying to get some work done. But of course there's Gazlo on the other side, and he's already putting the turrets up as best he can. They will lose the keep. The only question is, are they going to lose more? How aggressive is SexyPlok going to be this time?
I mean, I don't think they can end. I think this could potentially be scary if they do overstay a bit. Khaldor is up in 15 seconds. Khaldor, Kyocha doing a lot of damage to the turrets, plus the level 20 Spash. And it looks like SexyPlok is just going to back up. But this means, I mean, actually on the bot side, it looks like they may actually potentially lose their keep for this. So both teams losing a keep. I actually think
that feels so bad. You win the team fight,
yes.
You're like, all right, let's go. What do? You go for the top keep, and then you look at the bot lane, and you're just like, yeah, we just lost our own. Traded evenly.
Yeah, and this, I mean, this team fight, a keep down for both teams. This protector pretty much ends the game for which either team gets it. Kirisaku forced to back up a little bit. Plok has to clear out those bottom katas. Are TAT gonna walk over to the healing camp? It looks like they are. They recognize Plok was down there. They recognize this is the most important team fight. They want to get as much, you know, advantage as they can, and this healing camp will help them a bit. But Garrosh.
Yeah. Garrosh, he goes. Oh, they missed the follow-up. The medallion gets used too as Gazlo makes it out. Kyoja still alive. They have the top camp also that relieves some of the catapult pressure that's pushing through the lane. We're 23 minutes into this now. Kyoja really low, trying to set the turrets up, and Garrosh again sitting at the side, waiting for another approach, hoping to grab someone here. ETC though, he's waiting. He sees him. They know he's there, and they already moved back a little bit. They still got the fountain in the middle of the map, trying to double tap, trying to wait before they're engaging into this. Kyocha, they turn it, the slide, the silence, the lurking arm, here we go.
And it looks like both teams just gonna back off. Spell said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. Scouts out that Garrosh. And it looks like the Imperious is going to maybe be looking for a side here. Gondor falling low. Plok doing a lot of damage. Garrosh walking in. Gondor actually falling low, but Garrosh is gone. Plok has to turn this big damage, though. He kills Gondor as well as the ETC Kyocha. That's 3. That's 3. Are we about to see an up down? Lockdown. That's 4. And the Protector goes the way of SexyPlok. 4 heroes dead. Khaldor.
They take it. That has to be game. What a huge fight. I mean, at this point, they get the triple kill, and it all started with Garrosh falling. The big bait right here. They traded him, and now it's only Stukov trying to defend. The Protector on the way. Stukov is doing what he can, but Hyde gets burned out, and this is insane. SexyPlok, they are taking down TAT in the semifinals. Like, what is happening here? The red team with a 2-0 victory. They lock in another W in Volskaya Foundry and move on to the grand final, eliminating TAT, the favorites of the tournament. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.